My name is Polight. I was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina, a little small town. 5 words to describe me, I would say creative, androgynous, zealous, loyal, and Afro-American. Music was I was pretty much born into it, I was born actually in church, so, you're in church, there's a lot of different musical aspects going on, singing. So it started right there. It just came into me, and it was just something that I loved, and it just took over me. I would sit back as a kid and listen to the music, and with that I was inspired, from watching the people playing the piano and the drums and everything get to going, and the singing and the clapping and the exhilaration, the dancing, and it was just something that it was live. Music just crept into my heart from there. It was like something that was just came over me, and it was into me, it was set. The music that I typically make is, I would say, cultural. It ranges from R&B, it has a little pop in it, various different sounds. So I would say I'm more of a R&B-ish Afro pop. It's not really set in one standard. I take my creativity to whatever means that God blesses to put in my heart to take it to. My music, being that I've experienced a lot of different systematic racism and things like that in the world, and it has a bit of political in there, it has love in there, it has a lot of positivity up in there. So it's just a combination of political, love, positivity, fun. Sometimes it comes to me. It's something that just comes to me, and I just immediately break out and write it down. Sometimes it comes in snippets, and so I go with the snippets. Sometimes the instrument can come, and I begin to formulate the instrument. It can come as a melody. It begins to flow, and I may finish it up in 1 minute or in a few minutes, then come back to it to perfect it, or it comes in little snippets, and I come back and I work on it, and I work on it until it's done. So it's just depending on what's going on at that time. Spring Water came at a time where I was just like at one of the lowest points in my life. And so it just began to flow, and as it flowed, I wrote it down. It was like one of the quickest lyrics and songs that I've written before. I've written songs for other artists. I've been a songwriter for a long time as well as a singer, and it came so fast and so simple and so easy. And even creating the lyrics and the instruments behind it, it was really simple. It's a powerful song once you take the time to listen to it. The first person that I allowed to hear Spring Water was my wife. Through trials and tribulations of us meeting and actually learning to trust during the dating process, I began, to allow her to listen to my music, and that was the first song she heard, as well as the kids. And so after a while, they're like, I'm turning it on, and they're like singing it, and I'm like, they done like adopted the verses, and it was like really exciting. She's great. She's a great supporter. My favorite part of making the Spring Water video was just interacting with other people, seeing the smiles of joy as I went around there and delivering little tokens of gifts to kids and adults, and it was just the expressions of joy on their face, and just to be able to see a kid smile, kids smiling, and just overall having fun, and it was just wonderful. Spring Water is something to unify people all over the world, from 9 to 99, to bring unification, happiness. Look at your fellow man and not just yourself, and receive them. Moving to LA, it was different from where I came from. I came from my own set of struggles. I was depressed, and I went through PTSD, different types of things that I had to learn how to manage to be able to come back to music, to what I love. So when I moved to LA and I seen the other people's struggle, I was able to see other people's struggle that was different from mine. It did something to me, and it helped me learn to appreciate, people in a different light. I was touched, and I just learned to appreciate my difficulties. I learned about appreciation the hard way when I lost a lot of important things in my life, a lot of important people. I lost my mom, I lost my father, my sister passed away from cancer. I ran a lot, from problems. One day I had to sit down and learn to face my problems. And that's when I began to appreciate my problems. My problems, or the things that came against me, actually were the things that helped to make me who I am today. Artists should definitely express gratitude to their fans, because their fans are the ones that make them who they are. Fan is like a word I really like, because it's like, I would rather say my family. If somebody's like a fan of mine, it's really like family to me. I love my fans. Even if you don't love my music, I still appreciate you. You always have appreciation of your fans, because your fans is who helps to create and make who you are. The message that I would like to give to the people who look at the Spring Word video is love your smile and never let them turn off your light.